Okay. No, so I decided to do Sanskrit studies beforehand. Here we go. Yoga Sutra 12. 13, sorry. Almost at the, here we go. Etana pu tanandri yeshu tamalakoshana vasata parino man bien kyan tan he. Etana pul bokutana jitata parino mena tamalakoshana vasata rupena pu tanandri yeshu tama parino mo lakoshana parino mo vasata parino mashabocham Bokatong, Masha Chokatong, sorry. Lakashana Parino, Mobasatan Parino, Masha Chokatong, one more. Lakashana Parino, Lakashana Parino, Mobasat. Lakashana Parino, Mobasatan Parino, Masa Chokatong, Bodita Viahe, Tatran, Butatan, Nirota, Yul, Talmai. 비읍트탄 아니로다 탈몰 탈만 타열 비읍트탄 아니로 탈열 타열 비읍트탄 아니로 타열 탈마요라 미파 밤브라들 파방 비읍트탄 아니로 타열 비읍트탄 아니로 타열 탈마요람 탈만 비읍트탄 아니로 타열 탈마요라 피파바브라들 파방 뭐뭐 비읍트탄 아니로 타열 비웃듯한 아니로 타열 달마요라 비파밭 비웃듯한 아니로 타열 달마. You know what? I want to start from the top. How long is this? If it's too long, I'm not gonna do that. Oh, it's long, huh? Oh, it's one of the longest one. Okay, I don't remember this. Alright, I'm just gonna continue. It's just hard. 비웃듯한 아니로 타열 비웃듯한 아니로 타열 달마요라 비파밭브라둘 파방. One more. 따뜻한 비웃듯한 아니로 타열 달마요라 비파바브라둘 비웃듯한 아니로 타열 달마 비웃듯한 아니로 타열 달마요라 비파바브라 비웃듯한 아니로 타열 달마요라 비파바 비웃듯한 아니로 타열 달마요라 비파바브라둘 바브라둘 바방 비웃듯한 아니로 타열 달마요라 비파바브라둘 바방 달미누이 달마파리너 마흐 라커셔너 파리너 마셔냠 니로 타서들이 라커셔너들이 니로 타서들이 라커셔너서들이 피라트바 피리오그 따흐 니로 타서들이 라커셔너서들이 피라트바 피리오그 따흐 니로 타서들이 라커셔너서들이 피라트바 피리우크 따흐 사 카렐바나 가타 라커셔너 마트바남 카렐바나 가타 라커셔너 마트바남 프라타맘 히트방 달마트바마나 달마트바마나 디크라는 또 발타마나 라커셔넘 넘버 1 Mana Vartamanam Lakashanam Nalakashanam, sorry. Vartamana Lakashanam Vartamanam, and then Lakashanam. Okay, so it skipped there. Lakashanam Pratipananaha Yatarang Siang Sevaru Pena Pivyakatiha Ashosiang Teviti Yotvan Na Janti Tang Nagatang Pyam Lakashana Pyam Pyukataha Tatang Pyutatanam Turi Lakashanam Turi Piratva Piryukatam Baltamana Lakashanam. Number 2. Vartamanam Lakashanam Hitavang Taimata Vamanati Granantami Taimata Vamanati Granantamati Talakashanam Pratipananam Ashosiang Turati Yotavang Na Jana Gata Valtanam Na Jana Gata Valtamana Pyam Lakashanu Pyam Vyukatam Evam Punarvyutatanapu Punarvyutatanamupasampadayam Punarvyutatanamupasampadiyamana Mana Katalakashanam Evam Punarvyutatanamupasampadiyamana Mana Katalakashanam Hitavang Taimatavamatikanantam Taimatavamanatikanantam Paltamana Lakashanam. Number 3. Paltamanam, and then Lakashanam. Lakashanam Pratipananam Yatarang Siang Svarupam Pivyakatau Satyam Pyaparaha Ashosiang Teviti Yotvam Na Janti Tana Gatang Pyam Lakashano Pyam Pyukatamiti Evam Ponal Nirotan Evam Ponal Butatanamiti Tatan Vasatan Parino Maha. Number 1. Ni Tatan Nirotakashanueshu Nirota Samsakaran Balabanan to Pavananti Dulbalan Bhutatana Samsakaran Iti Esho Taimano Mabasatan Parino Maha Tataran Taimino Taimaiha Parinomo Taimanum Turiatvanam Lakashanoiha Parinomo Turiya Lakashano Namapya Vasatan Piha Parinoma Iti Evam Taima Lakashano Vasatan Parinomaiha Shuniam Na Goshanamapi Gunaburatatamabang Teshutatem Gunaburatatamaba Teshutatem Jalam Jang Gunaburatatam Gunasabang Paviam tu Praburatati Kangaranmuk Praburatati Kangaramuk Karano Praburatati Kangaranamuktam Gunonamiti Etana Putanandriyashu Taima Taimim Taima Taimi Pedang Saturibida Taima Taimi Pedang Saturibita Parinomo Veditaviah Paramal Tavasatuvekan Evan Parinomaha Taimisvaru Paman Turo Hi Taimon Taimi Vikriyai Vaishwa Taimaduvaram Prapanchyatam Iti Naturan Taimasiyan Taiminui Baltamanasya Ivan Tuvasvati Tanagata Baltamaneshu Pavani Atatavam Pavati Na Tu number 1 No Durong okay 2 Drabian Yatatavam Yatan Suvana Pajanasyan Pitatavan Yata Kriyano Pitatavan Yata Kriyamanasya Pavan Yatatavam Pavati Na Suvana Yatatavam Apara Aha Taimana Pyatiko Taimi Polvatatavana Tikramat Polvatatavana Tikramat Polvan Para Vajatan Polvan Para Vasatan Pedamanu Polvan Para Vasatan Pedamanu Patitaha Gautasutiana Ivan Parivatatam Yadyanam Bayi Siyanaditi Ayamadoshoha Kasamat Ekanantatana Papyupagamat Ekanantatana Pyupagamat number 2 Kanantana Ekanantana Pyupagamat. Yep, got it. Trai. Okay. Trai Lokiam. Vyakatera Paitim. Nityateva Prati Shupu. Nityatva Parati Shutant Nityatva Parati Shutant Nityatva Parati Shutant Apatama Piasati Vinasha Parati Shutant Vinasha Parati Shutant Samsalgan Chachasya Saukoshimiam Chachano Palabatiriti Saukoshimiam Chachano Palabatiriti Lakashana Parinomo Taimo Tuvasu Baltamanoti Toti Tala Kushano Yukutona Gata Baltamana Piam Baltamanoti Toti Tam Baltamanoti Toti Talakashana Yukutona Gabaltat Nagata Palma Baltam Lakashana Parinamo Taimotuvasu Baltamanoti Toti Talan Baltamanoti Toti Talakashana Yukutona Gata Baltam Nagata Baltamana Piam Baltamanoti Toti Talakashana Yukutona Gata Baltam Baltamanoti Toti Talakashana Yukutona Gata Baltamana Piam Lakashana Piam Abhiyukutaha Tatana Gatogan Tatana Gatona Gata Lakashana Yukuto Baltamana Tita Piam Lakashana Piam Abhiyukutaha Tatang Baltamana Lakashana Yukutoti Tana Gatabiam. Sorry. Baltamana Lakashana Yukutoti Tana Gatabiam. Lakashana Piam Pabi. Lakashana Piam Abiyukuto. Lakashana Piam Abiyukutan Iti. Yatang Purusho Ekasiam Satriam Rakato Na. Sheshwasu Pirakato Pavati Iti Atan Lakashana Parinome Saivasya, Saivalakushana Yogan, Datuva Samkara, Saivalakushana, Saivalakushana Yoga, Datuva Samkara, Prapnoti iti, Paraedosha Shijodiyatam iti, Tasya Pariharaha, Taimanam, Taimatava Parasantiam, Sati Jan, Taimatava, Lakashana Pedopi, Banchio na, Patamana Samaya, Evan Siam, Taimatavam, Evam Hi na Chitatam, Raga Taimakam, Siat Gortakale, Raga Sia Samudan Jarabit. Ragasya Samudan Jaraditi. Falling asleep. Oof. Okay, I still got a few more pages. Ragasya Sampudan Jaraditi. Okay. Kimchan Trayanam Lakoshanonam Kupapadekasyam Vyakatao Nasati Sampavaha Gramana tu Bia Sivavyanjakan Janasya Pavediti Ugadam Jan Rupan Tishatang Rupan Tishayang Protatiatishayang Shijang. Number 1. Parasaparana. Parasaparana, where is it? Parasaparana. I don't see it. Champ. Okay, Parasap. Okay, got it now. Okay. Parasaparana Virutyanante. Right? Okay. Samanyani Devatishayaiha Saha Paravaltanantam Puratatiatishayashya Tasma Dasamkaraha Yatangam Ragasya Gavachita Samudan Jara Iti Na Tadani Manyatra Pavaha Kimtu Kavalam Samanyana Samanam Bhagata Samanam Bhagata Ityasati Tadang Tatra Tasya Pavaha Tatang Lagushana Sieti. Okay, keeps going, so I'm gonna read. Might need some more medicine. Na Taimi Triatvan Taima Sutu Triatvan Asate Lakushuitang Alakushuitang Asatatram. Number 1. Tang Shijang Alakashuitang Shijang. Then Tang. That's it. Lakushuitang Asatangam Tamavasatangam Prapunuvanadonyatavanai Pratinildishananta Vasatan Daratom Na Dravian Darataha Yataikan Rekan Itasatane Shatam Tashasatane Dashaikan. Number 2. Dashaikam. Dashaikam Jaikasatane Yatan Jaikatavapi Sutri Matang Jochiate Muhitan Tuhit. Sorry. Jochiate Tuhitang Jasuvasan Jati. I need medicine, so I'm gonna take a little bit. I'm at this new paragraph. I also want to check how long it is. Almost done, I think. Yep, 3 pages left. Avasatha pariname Gauta satya parasanganga doshaha Gaushachi dukataha Gaishachi dukataha Gatama Atavano Bian Vyavahitatavant Yadang Taimaha Seva Bien Param Na Karoti Tadana Gato Yadang Karoti Tadang Paltamano Yadang Kurtavan Nivarata Tasatadang Nivarata Tasatadang Titan Itievam Taima Taimino Lakashano Nama Vasatanam Ja Gavshata Satyam Prapunoti Ti Parai Dosha Uchiatem Na Sao Dosha Kasamat Gunoinityat Vapi Gunonam Vimaldavai Chitriyat Yatang Samsatana Madi Mad Taimamatanam Shabadang Dinam. Number 1 B Gunonam Vinashya Vinashinam Evam Lingangama di Mad Taimamataram Lingangama di Mad Taimamataram Satatava Dinam Gunonam Vinashya Vinashinam Tasaminam Vikara Samjinyati Tatreda Mudang Haranam Murud Taimi Binundva Gara the Taiman and Taramupa Sampadiam Man no Binundva Gara the Taiman and Taramupa okay Binundva Gara the Taiman and Taramupa Sampadiamano Taimataha Parinamate Kato Garang iti Kato Garona Gatam Lakoshanam Hitvan Valtamana Lakoshanam Pratipadyatan iti Lakoshanotah Parinamatem Katwa Navapuranatam Pratikoshanam Manu Pavanana Vasatha Parinoma Pratikashana Manu Pavanana Vasatha Parinomam Pratipadyatan iti Taiminopi Taimanantarama Vasatha Taimasyapi Lakashana Nantara Paramavan Suthe Diekam. Lakashana Dharma Vasatiekam. Vasatiekam. Lakashana Dharma Vasatiekam. Lakashana Dharma Vasatiekam. Evan Dravyapari Namo Pedenopadashitam iti Evam Padai Tan Dareshivapi Yojiamiti Na ete Taimalakoshana Vasatha Parinoma Taimisuvaru Pamana Tikran Time Itiekam Eva Parinomaha Saivanamunum Bishashona Pipulovatem Saivanamunum Bishashona Pipla Saivanamunum Bishashona Piplavatem Ata Koyam Parinomaha Avasatitasyam Drabiasyam Poeva Taimani Borotang Poeva Taimani Borotang Taiman Darot Patatiha Taimanan taroto patatiha parinoma. Taimanan tarano patatiha parinoma iti. Okay, I'm gonna take a little rest. Give me a 2-minute break. Let me quickly offer this. Namaste. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namaste. Okay, welcome back to my channel. I don't know what's going on. It's just YouTube. No, I shouldn't say that. YouTube saved my life. Okay, here we go. Thus, with regard to elements and to organs, mutations of external aspect and of time variation and of intensity have been enumerated. Thus, by the already described mutations of mind stuff in external aspect and in time variation and in intensity, the mutation of external aspect in elements and organs, the mutation of time variation, and the mutation of intensity are to be understood as having been described. Of these, the mutation of external aspect takes place in the substance and is the becoming invisible of the external aspect of emergence and the becoming visible of the external aspect of restriction. And the mutation of time variation is the restriction having the three time variations connected with the three time forms. This, one may say, puts aside the first time form whose time variation is yet to come, and passes into the present time variation without, however, passing out of its state as external aspect. But in this it becomes manifest as being what it is. This is its second time form, and it is not completely severed from past or from future time variations. Likewise, emergence has the three time variations. It is connected with the three time forms. Having put aside the present time variation, it passes over into the past time variation without, however, passing out of its state as external aspect. This is its third time form. And it is not completely severed from the future and the present time variations. In the same manner, emergence, completing itself again, having put aside the future time variation, and not having passed out of its state as external aspect, passes into the present time variation, in which, since this manifests itself as it is, it obtains its functional activity. This is the second time form of this, and it is not completely released from past and future time variations. In the same way, it continues, now restriction, now emergence. Similarly, the mutation of intensity. In it, during the moments of restriction, the subliminal impressions of restriction become powerful, and the subliminal impressions of emergence become weak. This then is the external aspect's mutation of intensity. In these cases, the substance has a mutation in its external aspects. The external aspects have mutation in time variations, and the time variations also have mutation in intensities. Consequently, the changes of the aspects do not remain, even for a moment, devoid of mutations of external aspect and of time variation and of intensity. For the changes of the aspects are unstable, and we say that it is of the very nature of the aspects to cause activity. Thus, we have to understand the threefold mutation in the case of elements and organs, because there is the distinction between the substance and the external aspects. But in the strict sense, there is but a single mutation, for the external aspect is nothing more than the substance itself, since it is merely an evolved form of the substance amplified in the form of an external aspect. In such cases, there is within the substance an alteration of the condition of the present external aspect with regard to past and future and present time forms. There is no alteration of the matter, just as by dividing a plate of gold there is an alteration of its condition, insofar as it is altered. There is no alteration of the gold. An opponent objects as follows. A substance is nothing over and above the external aspects, for it cannot pass beyond its previous existence. If again, it were something present in all its external aspects, but different from them, then it would come to be known as a something itself absolutely unchanged, although connected with the series of changes. But this has no weakness. Why? Because we do not maintain an absolute unity. This world passes out of the state of a phenomenalized form. And we say because we deny that it is permanent. Again, it continues to exist even after it has passed out. For we deny its annihilation. On being refunded, it is a subtle form, and by reason of this subtle form, it becomes unapperceived. An external aspect in the mutation of time variation exists really in the time forms. Past is having the past time variation, though not completely separate from future and present time variations. Future is having the future time variation, though not completely severed from present and past time variations. Present is having a present time variation, though not completely severed from past and future time variations. Take the case of a man enamored of one particular woman. He has not thereby lost his sexual feeling for the rest of women folk. Here the difficulty is brought forward by others, that since all three time variations are connected with everything that is in the mutation of time variation, it must follow that the time forms are confounded. We meet this objection thus. What is termed the common nature of things as external aspects cannot be brought into existence. The common nature exists, and therefore, in regard to it, the distinctions of time variations must be maintained. Thus it must not be said that the common nature of this or that thing exists only in the present time, because if this were so, the mind stuff could never become subject to passion. For anger, desire would not move actively forth. Moreover, it is not possible for the three time variations to belong simultaneously to one and the same phenomenalized form. But what is possible is a presentation in successive times of its phenomenal thing by the operation of the conditions which phenomenalize it. Thus it has been said, the forms to a high degree and the fluctuations to a high degree oppose each other, but the generic forms cooperate with it to a high degree. Hence, they are not confounded. To take an example, when we say absolutely that passion for a certain thing has shown itself, at that time, for another object is non-existent. It continues to be present, it continues to be present, though in a generic form. Hence, it for that exists at that time. A similar thing in the case of time variation. The three time forms do not belong to the substance but to the external aspects. These have a time variation or do not have a time variation, and as entering into various intensities are known by different names, which are an alteration of intensity but not of matter. And as entering into various intensities are known by different names, which are an alteration of intensity but not of matter. And thus, the same stroke is termed 1 in the unit place, and 10 in the tenths place, and 100 in the hundredths place. So too, the same woman is called a mother and a daughter and a sister. Some persons have objected that in the case of a thing which mutates in intensity must logically be held to be absolutely permanent. How is this? On the ground that it is functional activity of the thing which determines the time form of the thing. Thus the thing is said to be a future thing when it is not exerting its own activity, and a present thing when it is thus active, and a past thing when it has ceased from activity. Hence, say these persons, it follows that substance and external aspect and time variation and intensity are all absolutely permanent. But that weakness does not exist, for we hold that although a substrate is permanent, its aspects suffer a variety of antagonisms. Just as any arrangement of parts are only an external aspect of the imperishable subtle elements, sound and the rest, and has a beginning and an end, so the resoluble is only an external aspect of the imperishable aspects, the Sattva and the others, and has a beginning and an end, and to it the term evolved form is applied. The following serves as an illustration. The substance clay passes from its external aspect in the form of a round lump of clay into another external aspect, and thus as an external aspect enters into mutation in the form of a water jar. The water jar form, putting aside its future time variation, assumes its present time variation. Here is the mutation as time variation. The water jar is every moment undergoing oldness and newness, and thus passes through mutations of intensity. Thus the substance also has another external aspect, which is the intensity. And the external aspect has also another time variation, which is the intensity. There is therefore only one mutation of matter, though variously described. The same explanation is applicable to other things also. The mutations of external aspect, and of time variation and of intensity do not transcend the substance as such. Hence there is only one kind of a mutation which includes all those varieties we have described. What then is a mutation? It is the rise of another external aspect in a permanent matter after an earlier external aspect has been repressed. That was a really long Yoga Sutra. Equivalent of probably like 70 shlokas. Okay, Veda next. Whether I like it or not, I'm gonna keep going. Means a lot of power resulting from what I read today. That's good for me. Double check. Yep, 13 is done. Veda, Book 4, Hymn 25. Give me 30 seconds, please. So before I was a Korean man, as I am now. I was of the genie race, the Aladdin genie. Book 4, Hymn 25. Why is my third eye itching? I don't want to scratch my kumuma. Okay, now hopefully this is not long. 8 shlokas. Veda for Ha-Satan today. Here we go. Namaste. Ko Adiya Nariyo Devakama 오샤는 니들은 아시아 사키암 주조슈어 고 마해바세 방아리야야 사미드테 아그나우 수타소마 이뜰두엠 고 나나마 바짜상 소미야야 마나율방 바바티 마스타 우스랑흐 가 이는드라시야 유지암 가흐 사키트밤 고 프라트람 바셔투이 가바예 가 우디 고 데바나마보 아디앙 브르누이 테까 아디티암 아디팀 지오티리트투엠 가시양 아시비나 비는드로 아그니허 수타시암 쇼허 비바는티 마나사 비베나무 다스마 아그닐 파라타흐 샬마 얌사즈 지오크 바시양 뜨수리야 뿌무즈 짜라는 담 얌사즈 지오크 바시양 뜨수리야 무즈 짜라는 담 야 이는드라 야 수나바 메티야 하 나레 나리야 야 느르타마 야 느르노무 나 땀 지나는디 바하보 나 다프랑 울바스만 아디티허 샬마 얌사트 브리야흐 Sukrata Puriya Inundre Manayuha Puriyaha Suprana Viha Puriyo Asyan Somi Suprana Viyaha Prashufwa Luashwa Prashufwa Luashwa Viraha Sushiveha Bhakatim Karunute Kavalenandraha Na Sushivera Pilnae Sakhangae Na Jamidura Shiva Bio Shiprang Bio Bahanante Vada Bachaha Jamildu Shiprang Bio Bahanante Tedan Bachaha Jamildu Shiprang Bio Bahanante Tedan Jamildu Shiprang Bio Bahanante Da Bachaha Na Revatang Panuinang Sakya Minendro Suvad Sakya Minendro Sunum Batang Sutapa Sam Kurunuitem Asyan Veda Kidati Hananti Naganam Vi Sushivaye Bakataye Gavalo Put Inendram Pare Matyama Sa Inendram Yanando Vasita Sa Inendram Kushriyananta Uta Utiamana Uta Utiamana Inendram Naro Bajayananto Ba Havanantem Namaste. Fun. What friend of men, God loving, had delighted, yearning therefore to stay in Indra's friendship, who would enkindle the flame and blowing Soma loadeth him for his great protecting favor, who hath with prayer bowed to the Soma lover, what pious man endues the beams of morning, who seeks bond, friendship, brotherhood with Indra, who hath recourse unto the sage for succor, who claims today the deity's protection, asks Aditi for light, or the Adityas, of whose pressed stalk of Soma drink the Ashvins, Inandra and Agni, while inclined in spirit. To him shall Agni Parata give shelter, long shall he look upon the sun uprising, who saith, let us press the juice for Inandra, hence friend, the hero manliest of heroes. Him neither few men overcome, nor many, to him shall Aditi give spacious shelter. Dear is the pious, the devout to Inandra, dear is the zealous, dear the Soma bringer. This hero curbs the mighty for the zealous, the pressers brew Inandra possesses solely. No brother, kin or friend to him who purrs not, destroyer of the dumb who would resist him. Not with the wealthy churl who purrs no Soma doth Inandra, Soma drinker, bind alliance. He draws away his wealth and slay him naked. Own friend to him who offers for oblation. Highest and lowest, men who stand between them, going, returning, dwelling in contentment. Those who show forth their strength when urged to battle, these are the men who call for aid on Inandram. Namaste. Okay, so that's the end of Raga Veda. Next is Upanishad. Thank you. Okay, what chapter am I? Fourth Kananva. Yeah, that Yoga Sutra beat me up, man. Wow. 7 Kananda 4. Namaste. Here we go. 삼가를보 마바 삼가를보 마바 마나소 Puyanyadam by Samkalpa at that time. Manasyat time. Panchamirayati Tamu Namunirayati Namuni Manantran Ekam Pavananti Manantreshu Kaimanui Tani Ha Bang Etani Samkarepaikayanani Samkarepayat Samkarepat Makani Samkarepe Pratishitwitani Samakulapatam Pyamban Purativi Samakarepatam Payushijangan Shamchan Samakarepananta Pashijan Tejashijan Teshwam Sam Gulaputiai Vaisham Samkarepate Vaishasyan Samkulaputiyan Ananam Samkarepatenanaya Samkarepatenanasyam Samkulaputiai Pranoha Samkarepanante Pranonam Samkulaputiai Manantraha Samkarepanante. You know what? I don't know what. Is there like a construction going on? I hear a lot of noise. Will you just like, I'm broadcasting right now. Okay. Okay. Somebody was throwing their bookcase at my door. No, we were not throwing it. I just put it right there. Okay. I'm broadcasting, so you messed up my Sanskrit. Whenever I mess up. This is not an office, right? I have my brother died. Okay. And I have guests came from Canada and England. Okay. Right? So please bear with me. I feel like somebody wants to fight me. No, nobody wants to fight. Let me just make sure. Listen. That's my throat. Nobody never wants to fight you here. Okay, thank you. Listen. No, I want to fight you. No, just mantra. I'm just saying mantra. Okay, thank you. So, not I have my best brother died. I'm sorry. I don't understand it. You see why we got guests? We got other guests. We got my brother died. Okay, now I didn't know. Nobody not trying to bother you. Nobody don't try to bother you. Okay, if I hear something, it's alright. So it's not for me. Now I understand. Okay, sorry about that. Have a good day. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna start from the top again. So, it's like, I think it's Gaima. Every time I do this, I'm hearing noise. Okay. Here we go. Starting from the top again. Samkarepo Manava Manaso Puyanyadam by Samkarepayat that time. Samkarepayat that time. Manasyat time. Manasyat time. Panchamirayati Tamu Namunirayati Namunirayati Namuni Manantran Ekam Pavananti Manantreshu Kaimanui Tani Ha Bang Etani Samkarepaikayanani Samkarepat Makani Samkarepe Prateshu Tweetani Samakulapatanam Samakulapata Samakulapatanam. Okay. Diang Vang Por TV Samakarupetang Ba Yushijang Gang Sham Jang Samakarupanantang Bashijang Dejashijang Deshwum Sam Glapatiang Vaisham Samkarupatem Vaishasiam Samkalapatiang Ananam Samkarupaten Nasiang Sam Glapatiang Prano Samkarupanante Prano Nam Sam Glapatiang Manantra Samkarupanante Manantranom Sam Glapatiang Kaimanui Samkarupanante Kaimanom Sam Glapatiang Lokahe Samkarupate Lokasiang Sam Glapatiang Saivam Samkarupate Sam Esham Samkarupahe Samkarupamupa Susabati Samkarupamupa Susabati Sam Yahe Samkarupam Brahmetiupam Sate Samklapatanam Bai Sam Lokan Truvahe Pratishu Tweeto Biap Tamai Pratishu Tweeto Biap Pratishu Tweeto Viatamana Viatamano Pisitiati Pratishu Tweeto Viatamana Nabiang Pratishu Tweeto Viatamana Nabiatamano Pisitiati almost. Pratishu Tweeto Viatamana Nabiatamano Pisitiati. Okay. Yang pada samangkai pasiang. Yang pada samkare pasiang. Katam tatrasiang Yatha kama charo pavati yaha samkarepam brahmetiupam satasati bhagavaha samkarepam de truyam samkarepam de phuyam iti samkarepam de vanha phuyosati iti taname bhagavan bravita biti. Namaste. Iti Chatultaha Kanandwaha. Conception assuredly is more than mind. Verily, when one forms a conception, then he has a mind, then he utters speech and he utters it in name. The sacred sayings are included in name, and sacred works in the sacred sayings. Verily, these have conception as their union point, have conception as their soul, are established on conception. Heaven and earth were formed through conception. Wind and space were formed through conception. Water and heat were formed through conception. Through their having been formed, rain becomes formed. Through rain having been formed, food becomes formed. Through food having been formed, living creatures become formed. Through living creatures having been formed, sacred sayings become formed. Through sacred sayings having been formed, sacred works become formed. Through sacred works having been formed, the world becomes formed. Through the world having been formed, everything becomes formed. Such is conception, reverence, conception. He who reverences conception as Brahma, he verily attains the conception worlds, himself being enduring, the enduring worlds, himself established, the established worlds, himself unwavering, the unwavering worlds. As far as conception goes, so far he has unlimited freedom. He who reverences conception as Brahma. Is there, sir, more than conception? There is assuredly more than conception. Do you, sir, tell me it? Thus ends the fourth Kanandwa. Okay, next and last is Ramayana. Thank you. Okay, it's Balagananda, chapter 51. Hope it's not too long because it's already an hour. That's like not my limit, but I would like to limit to an hour. Okay, 2:05. Meow. Let me see. Chapter 51. Why is this so wrong? Let me pull up here and compare. Taking a long time. So this is 66, so if it's 51, it should be around here somewhere. Like here. 48. 51, yeah. 28 shlokas. Yep, 51. So I got the page number wrong. I have to fix that. Double check. Yep, that's. Okay, so that's 179. Namaste. Eka pancang shahe saigahe. Tasya tad pachanam churutavang Vishivang mitrasya ti matahe. Harashito Roman Maha Tejan Shatananando Maha Tapan Gautamasya Sutom Jeshita Sutamapa Sutapasang Jeshita Sutapasang Diotita Parapahe Rama Samdaishana Devan Param Visamaya Magatahe Etao Dishanuno Samam Prakushuyo Shatananando Nurapatmajao Sukhani now Sukhasi now Munishira Shutfam Vishivan Mitramata Brabita Apita Munishan Dula Mama Matang Yashasavini Tashitan Raja Putraya Tapodil Kapum Dapodil Kamupang Gatang Api Rame Mahatejang Mama Matang Yashasabini Vainya Rupang Harat Vainya Rupang Harat Pujang Pujai He Salvadehinang Api Ramaya Gatitam Yad Vurutatam Tat Puratanam Mama Matul Maha Tejo Devena Durandushitvitam Api Kaushikam Padaram Te Gurunu Mama Samgatang Mama Matang Munishre Shutva Rama Samdaishana Ditahe Api me Gurunu Ramah Pujitah Kushikantamajam Ihagato Mahatejah Pujam Prapya Mahatmanah Api Shanantena Manasang Gurulme Kushikantamajam Ihagatena Ramena Pujitena Pivanditah Pujitena Pivanditah Tatu Churutu Bangam Pachanam Tasya Vishiva Mituro Maha Muniha Pratiu Vangachan Shatananandam Bhakya Jinyum Bhakya Kovidam Nati Karanandam Munishra Shutva Yat Kaltavyam Kuratam Mayam Samgatam Muninam Patani Paiga Begun Paiga Benuena Paiga Benueva Renukaim Tatu Churutuvang Bachanam Tasya Vishiva Mitrasya Ti Matahe Shatananando Mahatejang Ramam Vachanam Abravit Svagatam Te Narashira Shutva Tishutuya Praputosi Rakavam Vishavam Mitaram Parasakuratiam Thalma Shuima Parajitam Mahal Shuima sorry I'm 13 already. Second part of 13. Vishavam Mitaram Parasakuratiam Mahal Shuima Parajitam Achinantiya Kaimane Tapasane Brahma Shri Rati Brahma Shri Ramitaka Prapah Brahma Shri Ramita Prapah Vishivam Mituro Mahatejam Vedamianam Paramam Gatima Nasati Tanyataro Rama Devatatonio Puvi Kashajanam Koputanam Kushika Puturasatam Yanam Tapatam Mahatatapah Shuru Yatanam Japita Siami Kaushikasya Mahatamanah Yatha Balam Yatha Tatatavam Taname Nigatatah Shirunu Bajasi Deshu Talmataman Dilkaka Marim Damah Dilkaka Marim Damah Talmajinyah Gurta Vidyashicam Prajanam Jan Hite Ratah Prajapati Sutta Satabans Prajapati Sutta Satabans Prajapati Sutta Satabansit Kusho Nama Mahipatih Kushasyan Poturo Malavan Kushana Pah Sutai Mikah Kushana Pah Sutai Mikah Kushana Pasat Kushana Pasutasatavana Sid Gatiti Gatiritiavan Vishurutah Gateh Poturo Mahatejan Vishavan Mituro Mahamunih Vishavan Mituro Mahatejah Palayamasa Medinim Bahubasha Sahasranui Rajan Rajamakarayat Katanchit Tu Mahatejan Yojayitvan Parutinim Agushohinui Parivortah Agushohinui 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 Parivortah Agushohinui Parivortah Parichakrama Medinim Nagaranui Cha Rashadranui Saritashcha Mahagirina Ashraman Kramasho Rajan Vicharanana Jagama Ha Pashishutasya Shramapada Pashishutasya Shramapadam Nana Pushipalat Nana Pushipalata Durumama Nana Pushipalata Durumama Nana Murugagano Kilnam Siddhacharana Savitama Devadana Vada Bhagan Devadana Bhaganan Taivaih Gimnarai Rupa Shopitama Prashanan Tahrino Kilnam Divija Sangan Kani Shwet Vitama Divija Sangan Kani Divija Sangan Kani Shwabit Divija Sangan Kani Shwabitama Divija Sangan Kani Shwabit Divija Sangan Kani Shwabitama Brahma Shwigana Samkilnam Deval Shwigana Savitama Deval Shwigana Savitama Tapasacharana Samsida Thairagani Karepai Mahatmapih almost. Tapasacharana Samsida Thairagani Tapasacharana Samsida Thairagani Karepai okay. tapasya charana samsita thai ragani karpai mahatma piha sadatam samkulam Shri Madhubra Shri Madhubrahma karpai mahatma piha Shri Madhubrahma karpai mahatma piha Shri Madhubrahma karpai mahatma piha Abu Pakoshoiba Shoil Abu Pakoshoiba Yu Pakoshoishichan Abu Pakoshoiba Yu Pakoshoishichan Shi no palno Shanai Sitatangem Palamula Shanai Dan Dal Jitan Doshoil Jitanandri Yaiha Palamula Shanai Dan Dal Jitas Doshoil Jitanandri Yaiha Palamula Shanai Dan Dal Jita Doshoil Jitanandri Yaiha Palamula Shanai Dan Dal Jita Doshoil Palamula Shanai Dan Dal Jita Doshoil Jitanandri Yaiha Rosho Pliban La Kilyai Shijam Japa Homa Paraya Japa Homa Paraya no Iha Anyai Bhakhyana Sai Shijam Anyai Bhakhyana Sai Shijam Samananta Dupa Shopri Samananta Dupa Shopitama Paseshurtasyan Sharama Padam Brahma Lokami Ban Parama Tadaishan Jayatam Shirashutva Vishivam Mituro Mahabalaha. That's it. Oh. Itiyan Shri Madhuramayanoe Paramikiye Adikabiye Palaganandue Ekapancha Shaha Saigaha. After this is either chanting or yoga. Yoga is I'll do yoga on Sundays. Try to clean on every Wednesday now. Sunday and Wednesday. I gotta pick up skateboarding. Maybe I'll go skateboarding with Jezebel today. So Jezebel has few shoes with me. The fusion doesn't seem to be 100% yet, because I'm still questioning myself. The same thing with Baphomet. It took time for Baphomet to fully become my core, part of my core itself. I am Baphomet. I am Baphomet is I am. Jezebel is my master, and my master is Jezebel. Okay. I do everything according to Jezebel's desires and wishes. Anyway. Canto 51. Let me take some more medicine. Okay, here we go. Hearing the aforesaid story told by the celebrated Vishvamitra, who was a repository of wisdom, the exceptionally glorious Shatananda, the eldest son of Gautama, was a great ascetic whose brilliance stood heightened by his asceticism, was thrilled and felt greatly astonished at the very sight of Sri Rama. Beholding these two princes seated and comfortably ensconced, the celebrated Shatanananda now spoke to Vishvamitra, the foremost of hermits. Was my illustrious mother, who had been going through a long course of austerities, shown by you to Sri Rama, O tiger among sages? Did my exceptionally glorious and illustrious mother offer hospitality with wild fruits, etc., to Sri Rama, who deserves to be honored by all embodied souls? Did you tell Sri Rama the old story of the outrage which was done by Inindra to my mother, O exceptionally glorious sage? May God bless you, O scion of Kushikam. Was my mother united with my father, O jewel among ascetics, as a result of Sri Rama's sight and other factors? Was Sri Rama honored by my father, O son of Kushika? And has this exceptionally glorious prince come here after receiving the hospitality of that exalted soul? Was my father greeted with a tranquil mind by Sri Rama when arrived and honored in this grove as son of Gati? Hearing his aforesaid questionnaire, the great sage Vishvamitra, who was well versed in elocution, replied to Shatananda, a master of expression. What ought to have been done was done by me, no omission was made. Ahalya has been united with the sage, as Renuka got united with Jamadagni. Hearing the aforesaid reply of the celebrated Vishvamitra, a man of wisdom, the exceptionally glorious Shatananda spoke to Sri Rama as follows. Welcome is your advent, O jewel among men. Placing at your head the eminent seer Vishvamitra, who cannot be worsted, O scion of Rakhu, you have arrived through good luck. The exceptionally glorious Vishvamitra is credited with achievements which cannot be conceived, and has attained to the rank of a Brahmana Rashwi through ascesis. He is invested with a splendor that which is beyond measure, and know him to be the highest resort. None else on earth is more blessed than you, O Rama, inasmuch as your guardian is Vishvamitra, by whom great austerities have been performed. Please listen, I shall point out, as it is the might as well as the reality of the high-souled Vishvamitra. Hear of me as I speak. The sage has for a long time been a pious king capable of subduing his enemies, knowing what is right, learned, and devoted to the good of the people. Formerly there was a king, Kusha by name, a son of Brahmana, while Kusha's son was the mighty and highly pious Kushanabha. The son of Kushanabha was widely known by the simple name of Gati, while Gati's exceptionally glorious son is the great sage Vishvamitra. The highly glorious king Vishvamitra carried on his administration and ruled over the earth for many thousands of years, collecting an army and accompanied by an Akashohinui. The exceptionally glorious king once went round the globe, marching successively across cities and states, rivers and great mountains and hermitages. The king, they say, came to the side of Vasishuta's hermitage, rich in flowers, creepers, and trees of various kinds, infested with hordes of wild animals of every description, and frequented by Siddharthas and Charanos. It was graced by gods, demons, Ganantalvas, and Kinanaras, abounded in most peaceful deer, and was resorted to by flocks of birds. Sorry, I want to read that again. It was graced by gods, demons, Ganantalvas, and Kinanaras, abounded in most peaceful deer, and was resorted to by flocks of birds. It was crowded with multitudes of Brahma Rashwis, visited by batches of celestial sages, and incessantly thronged with noble souls, accomplished the purpose through the performance of austerities and resplendent as fire, and adorned on all sides with exalted souls vying with the glorious Brahmana, Rashwis living on water or air, and on leaves fallen on earth, or on fruits and roots, who had controlled not only their external senses, but their inner sense as well, and conquered their weaknesses, as well as with the class of Rashwis known as the Balakilyas, intent on Japa and Homa, and others called the Vaikanasas. The mighty Vishvamitra, the foremost of the victorious, beheld the sight of hermitage. The mighty Vishvamitra, the foremost of the victorious, beheld the site of the hermitage of Sutra, which was a second Brahmaloka, as it were. Thus ends Canto 51 in the Balakananda of the glorious Ramayana of Varamiki, the work of a Rashwi and the oldest epic. Okay, I'm done. So I might just chant before I do yoga. Maybe I'll do yoga at the end. Alright, so chanting's next. I'm gonna have some brunch and then maybe I'll do this in an hour. So see you in an hour. Thank you very much. Uh, 1 hour and 20 minutes. Not too bad.